Oscar BEVIS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here today with a Zoom interview with my man Grimsickers. How are you, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you, Oscar? You good?
Yeah, I'm right. I would say living the dream working from home, but it's not really. I just told you I'm not too keen on these Zoom or Skype interviews really compared to the real thing, but it's how it is
I'm
at the
getting
moment.
used to them now. But it looks like your garden's in Hampstead Heath, man. So you're living life. You're all right, man. You're locked down
It's
at
not
too
too
bad,
bad.
Oscar.
It's not too bad. Lockdown for you. Most people would presume that anyone involved in the music business, their lockdown is just them sitting there writing music, writing bars, making this, producing this. Is it actually
Yeah.
like that for you?
Nah, to be fair, Oscar, right now I'm quite I'm not inspired by anything. I ain't written one lyric since the whole lockdown. But I'm sitting on like over 40 songs. So I've been dropping songs every week, but not like hit singles, just like stuff I've been sitting on. But yeah, it's hard to be inspired by anything. So I'd rather just I'm using it as a way to build up and get inspired again and give my hand the rest of writing, and just hopefully when I come back out, I'll be more inspired to write.
It's quite a good time to connect with people as well, isn't it? Because I've seen it on Twitter. Obviously, it's more people are just talking about boxing in general. You'll get, I mean, I always see you're involved in boxing conversations anyway. But people
Yeah,
are just
yeah.
getting involved and just talking about boxing, despite the fact that there's actually nothing really going on.
Yeah, do you know what I said to someone? I said to someone the other day, like it's the easiest time to get on any platform if you use your head right, because everyone's got Zoom. Like you don't have to be anywhere, so it's a good time to get your name about. And that's what I'm trying to just reconnect with people like yourself and other platforms, and just try and get my name in the circle. To be fair.
One thing I don't want to do is skirt around the edges too much. I want to jump straight into some boxing stuff. First things first, your boxing-related music. There seems to
Yeah,
be a little theme. John Fury, Billy Joe
yeah,
Saunders, Tyson Fury's
yeah,
12th
like
round.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if I do a freestyle and I've got nothing to name it after. Because if I like a beat, I'll write the whole beat. I name it after characters that I like in the game, man. I'm very inspired by John Fury. I think John Fury is a genius. I think and right now the gypsy or the traveller community in the boxing, that's my favorite kind of people. So right now, like Tom Little, I've got a freestyle named after you. Don't know that, but when Tom Little comes out, there's a little like pattern going on.
He's going to have to ring walk to that against Lucas Brown, isn't he?
Yeah. Is he fighting Lucas Brown? I hope he does. He
I
deserves
hope
it,
so.
man. He's been getting thrown around a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, in about an hour from now, it's about 4 o'clock. So in about an hour, and obviously this will come out later, we've actually got a Tom Little, Lucas Brown press conference coming out on Zoom.
No
Cougar.
way.
Yeah.
That's a genius idea, man. I'll
Good
be
little
locked
idea,
into
innit?
that, man. That's genius. That's genius.
A lot of artists nowadays like slipping little football bars into their music. My boys, a man, I
Yeah,
shout
I
out to
noticed
them. They're
that.
big for that. And but you don't even hide the boxing bars, do you? I mean, 49-0. It's basically a boxing freestyle.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah. All right. Music is so politic. The politics of music like winds you up so much. I had to be a fan of something again. Like obviously, I love music my whole life. I'm a fan, but I had to be a fan of something that I'm not involved in. And I fell in love with boxing when the interview Coogan done with Tyson Fury before the Klitschko fight, where they're sharing that bowl of nuts. Do you know that interview?
I can't believe you
They're
said
sharing
that. That's
some
one of
nuts,
my
right?
favourites. That is one
Is
of
that
my
one of your favourite
favourites.
interviews?
Yeah.
Bro, they're sharing some nuts, yeah? And Fury's like, do you want a nut? And he like, bro, that interview there changed my life, bro. That was the sickest interview. And I didn't know how much Fury knew about the game. And that interview there, since then, I've been a massive, massive boxing fan.
I mean, I was going to come on to what is your boxing story? Obviously, everyone's got their earliest memories, but most people's earliest memory isn't when they actually fell in love with boxing. You know, I only fell in love with boxing in 2013, I would say, as a proper fan, in
What
comparison
made
to a
you fall in
memory.
love with boxing? What was it in 2005? Was it Hatton versus Mayweather or something?
Nah, 2013, it was Froch Groves 2 was when I started falling
Oh,
properly in
shit, yeah,
love with
sorry,
it.
that was way after.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
obviously I remember the Hatton and Mayweather fight nights, but everyone's got that point where they fall in love with boxing. What was yours?
Oh, man. I fell in love with boxing, Hatton versus Mayweather, but I didn't know how to research boxing, so I didn't know how to keep up to date. And I always used to think to myself, if I can keep up to date with boxing, then I'll be in love with it. But I didn't know how to keep up to date. There wasn't no IFL back then. There wasn't hardly anything, so it was bits and bobs. So I shouldn't. Yeah, probably about that time. But now I know how to research the sport. I'm in love with it deeply.
Yeah, I mean, before I started working here, one thing that it sort of gave me was a knowledge into fighters that aren't your world champions. You know, you knew
Yeah.
about the lives of British champions, etc. Now you can sort of follow and get into their journeys as well.
Yeah, you can. I've got my favourites, man. Like, who do I like? I like people that you wouldn't think I like Dennis McCann. I like him.
He's a
Or I
boy,
like.
Dennis McCann. Yeah.
He's a boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he
I
is.
like him, and I like. Do you know who else I like? Who from the British? I like the British scene a lot. From the British scene, I like Liam Williams. I like who else? I like Kid Galahad. Just like people that I wouldn't get to know like straight away, man. Like, but through IFL, like you see the chemistry, and yeah, there's some good geezers out there, man.
Obviously, you said you're a big fan of the traveller community in boxing. Obviously,
Yeah,
Carter,
man.
Billy Joe,
They run the
Dennis
game.
McCann as well.
Is he a traveller?
Dennis McCann, yeah.
No way. I didn't even know that, bruv. That made me like him even more, bruv. Do you know what happened? Yeah, I was at the what fight did I go to? I went to Dubar and Gorman, and he was on the undercard. Mate, he reminded me of like a Nassim Mohammed, mate. He was super, mate, top. He's got a big future, and I'm watching him closely at the moment.
Now, I remember his highlight reel from one of his fights done about 5 million views on Twitter.
Did it?
Yeah, it literally went big. But the thing is, I've noticed about the boxers that you like, actually, apart from Liam Williams, who you said, who's just brute force of a fight. You sort of seem to like the stand-back boxer sort of fight. Is that what entices you and what sort of makes you love a fighter?
Yeah. I don't know. Like when you can box slick and like you have to knock someone out and you can just play with them and frustrate the boxer. I love that sort. I love that sort of boxing, man. That's the boxer I like to see. But I don't mind people like going like sitting on your chest and that. But there's a certain art and a patience to being on the back foot and just jabbing them. That's what I like to see from a boxer, man. I think that's the real true art of boxing.
I want to come into sort of the news regarding Bjs-Canelo, Tyson Wilder, and all that stuff a bit later.
Yeah.
First things first, on the spot, what's your pound for pound top 5 saying? Or who's your pound for pound 1?
Fury.
Fury?
Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. You can shoot me dead. Tyson Fury is the greatest since Muhammad Ali. No, but all right, we'll take Fury out because I'm not his biggest fan. I would have to say Lomachenko, number 2 Canelo, number 3 Crawford, number 4 Niue, and number 5. That could be anyone's guess.
This always happens. I've noticed this with people. The top 4, same people in different orders. And it gets to 5 and everyone's like, maybe Usyk, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
Usyk. I'll put Usyk. That's my 5. That's everyone's 5, right?
Yeah, it is. It literally is everyone's 5, yeah. Obviously, boxing scene booming around the world and in Britain. Let's actually just move straight on to Billy Joe and Tyson. You know, I know how much you love Tyson. Would you say that him and Wilder, these couple of years since their first fight, and obviously since the second, and there's going to be a potential trilogy, could actually be one of the best boxing rivalries entwined with the good fights as well that we've had in years?
It can be, but Wilder didn't make it game enough, man. I don't think I think Tyson's just such a superior boxer to Wilder, but I do think Wilder deserves to fight for his title back. I mean, everyone's saying, no, he should pay Wilder to go to the side to fight Joshua. No. If you lose your belt and you've had 10 title defenses, you deserve to fight for your title back. But yes, a great trilogy, but I think Tyson's 2-0 up, to be fair, Oscar. Easily as well.
Yeah, I think that's actually a general consensus, to be honest. I know there's a few Americans that sometimes on Twitter like to put forward the Wilder won the first fight argument, but look, you know, I'm not a judge, but yeah, the third fight, how would you see a third fight going? Because it seemed like he had his number the first time.
I don't think he can go. I think he can't go in like he did in number 2 because I think that's what Wilder's expecting. So I think you've got to mix up number 1 and number 2 a bit, and it could be tricky. And I hope Tyson don't take number 3 for granted and think he's going to walk in there and win. It's a dangerous fight for him. I still think like how could he be switched on for a man that you beat twice? You know what I mean? So what can get him up for the third fight? That's the only thing that can get him beat in the third fight for me. There's complacency.
Really, what must be getting him up for the third fight is the potential that everyone wants, Joshua Fury. I'm not expecting you to say you're going to back Joshua after what you've told me about being a Fury fan, but
no, I can speak about that. I love Joshua as well. Joshua's one of my favourite fighters as well. I love Joshua.
How would you see that fight playing out?
Oh, I think if anyone can beat Fury, it's Anthony Joshua.
Okay.
I love Josh, man. I think Josh in his head knows something about Fury that we don't because he's so confident. There's something in his head that I don't know what happens along the line, but he knows something that we don't. And to be fair, I think Fury is a slight winner. But I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua won as well. Like, and I think that's a trilogy. I think we need 36 rounds of them too. I think.
I mean, we knew how Wilder Fury, the press conference was going to play out. Wilder's brash, big talking. Fury tries to wind him up and do all this sort of stuff. We know how Fury works.
Yeah.
I mean, Fury's obviously going to try and wind Joshua up. Joshua's a cool
Yeah.
customer. That could be an interesting build-up.
Yeah, but I've seen him lose his rag a few times against Big Baby, against Dillian White. He can get pulled in. But do you know what? Did you see the masterclass from Fury? What he said, what Andy Lee said, where he was limping at the UFC and he wore glasses at the press conference to make him think that he had his eye split open and he was wearing layers under his jacket. Those mind games that Fury was playing with Wilder was like genius level. Genius level. Andy Lee was splitting the beans. But the Kronk blueprint definitely worked. And I'm a big fan. Ever since I found out about that fight, I've done my research and, mate, I need a Kronk t-shirt. So if you're listening, send me one of them yellow t-shirts that I've seen Cal Brook wear before. I need one of them.
Yeah, I would wear a Kronk t-shirt, but I feel like you've got to be filled out to wear one. So a little skinny boy from West London wearing a Kronk t-shirt, I'm not sure it works. Billy Joe, this is such a disappointing time potentially for Billy Joe, because the fight that he joined Matchroom for, the fight that we're led to believe he was in the lead to get ahead of Callum Smith, he may not now get. And despite the fact Golovkin and Canelo is a good fight for the third time on paper, it's just not really for us Brits in comparison with seeing Billy Joe go over to Vegas and fight Canelo.
I know, but I think he still might get it, Oscar. I think he still might get it, you know. Because I think Golovkin's going to fight. It's mandatory. I read that today on Michael Benson's Twitter. Yeah, so I hope he gets it. He deserves it. And obviously, I know he had a little funny 5 minutes, but you see, Billy, he's just I understand Billy. I don't think everyone understands Billy. And when you get to know him, man, he's not the sort of geezer he portrays, man. He gets bored. He needs to be like training on a routine, and someone just take his phone off him, man. Just because he might blow it, not because of him, because of everyone else that pipes up what he does. But for me, I know what it's like, and he's a good geezer. I speak to him on the DM sometimes. He's a good geezer, and he deserves the fight, man. So that funny 5 minutes, I hope the country can forgive him for it, and I hope he can put some money into the charity, and I hope he comes out of it with a big fight, because he don't deserve to lose a big fight, I don't think.
I mean, anyone who knows Bill knows he's got a heart of gold. He's a really good bloke.
Geezer, and he does a lot for charities behind closed doors as well. He does a lot, mate.
He does. Him and Tyson both do. And one thing that if Billy is to fight Canelo, I think he'll get the backing of Tyson. It will sort of gain some traction, and I think the country will get behind Billy. But is he the one man who can beat Canelo? Because that seems to be a lot of... My dog's barking there, by the way.
What's your dog called?
Coco.
Coco. I'll tap Coco. Coco's getting shouted out on IFL, yeah?
I mean, that is one thing that... I shut the door and I thought, I'll leave the dog out here, she'll be all right. But anyway, it seems like a lot of people believe that the one person who could beat Canelo is Billy Joe. I mean, people would have said Golovkin potentially, but now Golovkin's had a couple of years and we've seen him fight twice. Is Billy Joe the only person who can beat Canelo?
Yeah, but Golovkin did beat him, Oscar. That's the truth in the first fight. Golovkin did win that. I can say that. But you know what?
I can as well. I thought Golovkin won the first fight, but
some people had to win in the second fight. But if the first fight was a draw, the second fight was a draw. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I thought the second fight was closer, but I can see how Canelo won the second fight. I can't see how Canelo won the first.
I know. But can Billy beat him? Do you know what? I'm so happy they're not fighting on Cinco de Mayo, because I don't think he would ever. He could have knocked him out, and he still would have got a draw. He can't do nothing to me. He could have been out. Canelo could have been out cold, bro. He would have got a 5-minute count. There would have been some rules. That I'm so glad he ain't fighting on Cinco de Mayo, mate. Because you got to beat the judges, beat the ref, and beat Canelo. But yeah, I think he can outpunch Canelo. But Canelo's body punches recently, mate. Everyone say he can outbox him, but at the same time, Canelo, I don't know. I think Canelo's a class operator, man. The years that goes on, he's maturing into a Mexican legend, man. So Billy can outbox him, but it's going to be his toughest fight. I will you won't fight no one tougher than Canelo, I don't think.
I mean, that's another stunning division. There's so many good divisions at the moment, which is positive, because obviously the heavyweight division's now sort of hopefully going to take its move to the UK for the Joshua Fury couple of fights.
I don't reckon that'll be in the UK.
I mean, it might not be in the UK, but the UK interest will obviously be much higher. But what's your thoughts on that, actually? What's your thoughts on that? I mean, obviously, we want it to be Wembley Stadium. They could build seats on seats and have 100,000, 200,000 people there. I'm sure it'd sell out.
I don't think they're going to fork out money, mate. I want them to get the biggest payday they can, because I'm in the industry where I know what money is. So I think they should go and get the biggest paycheck they can. If it's in Saudi Arabia, it's in Saudi Arabia, mate. It don't matter where it is, just as long as them two break the bread.
I mean, I spoke to David Diamante a couple at the Dillian Povetkin press conference, and he said to me, he said, I don't care if they fight in a car park, to be honest. We just
Yeah,
want to see them get in the ring.
we do. Obviously, it'd be good to be there. It'd be good to be there, but let these two get paid. If Saudi Arabia got the most money, then obviously Eddie, they're not stupid. They're going to go there.
All right, what other divisions are you interested in at the moment? I mean, heavyweight, obviously, massive.
Lightweight,
Billy Joe
lightweight
and
division.
yeah,
Lightweight,
135, yeah.
lightweight. That is on fire right now.
I mean,
That
for
is
the
on
UK interest,
fire.
we've got Luke Campbell, who it looked like he was going to fight for the WBC, but I'm going to put my
Andy
dog
Shelby.
inside. 1 second. IFL bloopers.
We come back with some shades on.
Right, 135. Yeah, I mean, for the UK interest, it looked like Luke Campbell was going to get his shot against Javier Fortuna, who we're not too aware of in this country. But yeah, there's a lot of US interest, and there is potentially 4 or 5 massive fights. We need a super series for lightweight.
Of that. Someone ring up thingy now. What's his name? Sauerland.
I might ring him tonight to see if he's a little bit intoxicated. Might have a better chance.
Hey, do you know what though? People forget Lee Selby's in the mix as well. That's another UK geezer. You know what I mean? But yeah, do you know who my favourite is out of all them? Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
His bang is crazy. I see
think
him
he's a
knock
man
out
who can beat
Austin Coleman. He can, but not today.
Yeah.
A bit too early. A bit too early, but he's capable. If he lands on Lomachenko, can Lomachenko's chin take it? But who does land on Lomachenko? You know what I mean? Linares did, but Lomachenko, I think Lomachenko will fight him, beat Haney, beat Tank and retire, to be fair.
I mean, we know Lomachenko, what is he, nearly had 400 fights in all in his career.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine he's going to be sticking around for too long. But is that the problem with that division right now? Haney's only 21. I'm not sure how old Teofimo Lopez is, but he's young.
Wait, same age.
About the same age. Soon. Yeah, about the same age. So if they're going to fight Loma, Brian Garcia as well.
Linares is still in there. Linares is still in. Like, Linares is fighting Garcia, isn't he?
Yeah, from what we're hearing.
That's not a foregone conclusion that Ryan Garcia is going to win that though.
I mean,
I don't. People are writing Linares a bit off too much, but he's got a bit about him, Linares.
Yeah, I mean, we know if Linares isn't past it, then when he turns it on, he turns it on. But what I was going to say is, because they're so young and they're world champions, they sort of have to fight Loma now, because as a world champion, you can't really turn fights down. But them fights are needed in a couple of years for them. Yeah,
I know. But when Loma retires, that division will still be thriving. But I think most of them will go up to like 140, 147. Do you think that as well? I don't think that's there at 135.
Yeah, I can't imagine Haney and Lopez will stay there their whole career.
I think to be an elite great in the game, you got to go through a few divisions.
Yeah,
like what Canelo's doing. Well, Canelo's up and down like a yo-yo. He can make anywhere he wants. I would be surprised to see him doing light heavy soon, bro. Flip it now. He's done when he beat Kovalev, but cruiserweight. I mean, he's all over that guy for years, bro.
Yeah, do you know what? I've never really thought about that. I know you say it, to be considered an all-time great, do you have to become a multiple weight world champion?
I reckon.
It's a thought. Yeah,
look what Pacquiao done it, Mayweather done it. Mikey Garcia's in the process of doing it. There's a few people that's gone through the weights, man.
All right. Aside from the obvious ones, what fights do you want to see when boxing returns, whether it be the end of the summer? What fights do you want to see next year?
Let me throw some curveballs in there.
That's what we want, curveballs. That's what we want. All
right. I want to see Shaq Peters fight Craig Richards, yeah?
Yeah,
that's a fight. That's a good fight, isn't it? That's a good fight. I want to see that. I know it's gonna happen, but Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Young. I need that fight to happen. I need that one to happen. I want to see O'Hara versus Fowler at 150 catchweight. Is that gonna happen? I'm not too sure.
Yeah. I caught a bit of traction actually yesterday after I put out the interview with O'Hara.
Did it? Well, I didn't say. What did he say?
A bit of traction, I think. Well,
what did he say?
He said some things that I can't repeat because I'm sure that someone will think that I shared similar views. But what do you think of this whole sort of celebrity boxing at different levels? Obviously, KSI Logan's a level that you can't even imagine the numbers at that.
I can't knock it. It brings us fans to the sport. What we need. Do you know what? After we come back, I think we need to do that. To be fair, I think we're on a low right now. We need some YouTubers to come in and bring it all back. But John Fury versus Mickey Theo. I need that to happen. I need that to happen. That's the biggest fight of the year for me. Bigger than any fight, any card.
You know what? People are saying that Mickey Theo's got a death wish, but he's a confident man.
He's a decent geezer. But John Fury, that's my idol. Like, so, I would never bet against John Fury, especially when you're swearing in front of the grandkids on the reply, bro. I've never seen nothing like it. The genius of it. He's a top geezer. But yeah, fights I want to see. Yeah, I want to see Jose Barton versus O'Hara Davis as well. I think Jose Barton, yeah, needs a chance. I think Jose Barton needs a big fight in that division.
Jose Barton versus O'Hara Davis.
Yeah. Not O'Hara Davis. Oh my God. Delete that out, please, bro. Please. Can you delete that bit out, please, bro? Oh my God.
Don't. I once mistakenly said that Charlie Edwards would fight someone at cruiserweight because his name was in my mind. So
yeah, I meant Boatsy.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like we haven't seen the best of Jose Burton? I mean, this golden contract's going to give him the chance potentially to shoot himself right up to just fringe a world level. So, I mean, he looks, again, another fighter from the traveller community, I believe. He looks like a top fighter, yeah.
I want to see decent. And I got, where I was born in Swindon, so I want to see my geezers, Luke Watkins. I want Luke Watkins to come back out and fight Chamberlain again. And I want Jamie Cox to go down to middleweight and have it out of Liam Williams, bro. Because just because they're from my hometown. In the heavyweight division, I want to see. Do you know what I want to see, bro? I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see Joseph Parker fight the winner of Dubai and Joyce. I want to see where that is. So that's my little curveballs.
King of the lockdown, Joseph Parker. You've been seeing his videos,
mate. He's flipping. Now he's a fighter. He's getting more traction from that than a Joshua fight, isn't he?
They look like they've been directed by a Tarantino. They're unreal, aren't they? They're unreal.
He's flying, man. He's flying. Yeah.
I'd like to see Parker back in the mix. Yeah, I mean, he's quite friendly with Tyson, isn't he? But I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Tyson bigs him up a lot. They went on the workout with Tyson in Paris. So yeah.
He's
I like Parker.
Yeah, he's a good bloke, Parker, and you can tell he's a good bloke. He comes across nice, like he's a nice bloke, and he's obviously a top fighter. I mean, aside from Joshua and Fury, there's so many people who can return to the heavyweight division. And we haven't even seen Usyk at heavyweight yet. Well, we have, but we haven't seen him in it.
Usyk is going to be a world champion. I think so. I've been following him since the Super Series when he beat Gassiev and all that, and I think he's going. Hey, do you know who my favourite fighter was? Tony Bellew. Yeah, big up to Tony Bellew because you was my favourite fighter, bro. I love Tony Bellew. I'm watching him on the SAS at the moment. He's done pretty well. I think he's going to win. Have you seen it before? SAS.
I've seen the what do they call it? The civilian one, or whatever they call it.
Okay.
Just normal people. Yeah, I haven't actually seen.
Oh, they've got normal people on it as well.
Yeah, they do one with normal people where they sort of. I can imagine.
Yeah, I need to watch them.
Probably a lot harder. I can imagine they go a bit easy on the celebrities, but do you know what? That's something that suits Tony down to the ground, and it's something like that. I knew I could see him doing something like SAS.
It went that easy, I think. Hopefully, yeah. So Tony Bellew is one of my favourite fighters as well.
So what about who else is it? Nassim Hamid's in one of your lyrics, isn't he? Rocky Marciano.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, yeah. I'm a big Nassim Hamid fan. I think he changed the game. I'm half Asian, so I was always attracted to his style and his brand anyway. So I like Nassim Hamid. Rock Marciano, 49-0, got beat by Floyd. Floyd's one of my favourites as well. I don't know, the state of the boxing in the UK at the moment, I think it's amazing. I'm really unhappy that obviously we can't do nothing about COVID-19, but I really hope that we was thriving as a sport and as a country, and I hope this don't really knock on too much as an effect. I hope the boxers are staying in shape. But if they're not, we can't really blame them. Like, what else are they going to do? Like, how much can you do with no gym and like the not the journeyman, but the people on the undercards that have not got the facilities? Are they even going to have they might need to go back to work. You don't know. So I'm quite worried about the state of boxing when we go back.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I've asked managers, trainers. I asked someone from the British board as well. What's the landscape going to be like? Because a lot of people have just coming under the assumption that we're going to come back and it's going to be, you know what, everyone fights everyone. The cards are going to be massive. There's going to be cards with 3-4 world title fights on. It's going to be mega. But it could return and be slow and at the start, not what we was after.
Right, is it going to be behind closed doors?
I hope not. Actually, no, I would watch it behind closed doors, but what do you feel from a fan perspective? I mean, I've watched Olympic qualifiers and stuff before, and it just don't have the same feel.
I go to every O2 give me free tickets. Thank you, O2. Yeah, so I go to every fight at the O2. So, and I love it. And I would watch it behind closed doors, but I don't want to hear what the trailers and that's it. I don't really want to hear like the footsteps around the ring, and it'd be a bit weird, man. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're one of the last sports as well, bro. I don't think we're going to be one of the first sports back up and running. I think we're going to be one of the last, because the ambulances and like the doctors are on, their key workers are going to be needed for other things. So I don't think we'll have any spare to be at the ringside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know that for things like football clubs and that, the doctors are employed by the club, so they're not NHS
Yeah.
staff. Do you know what I mean? Whereas for, you have private ambulance services which are now working for the NHS. So it literally looks like boxing could take an age to come back.
So do you reckon we'll get fights for the end of the year?
Yeah, I think so.
With fans?
Mate, if I have to, I'll stream me versus my brother on IFL TV. People are going to watch it, honestly. It's killing me. I need to see some fights. Have you watched any fights, like your favourite fights that you've watched during the lockdown?
I watched Usyk versus Bellew again. I watched what did I watch randomly? I watched David Price versus Dave Allen. Whatever they're uploading, I'm watching. I'm trying to watch the old fights like Joe Lewis versus Muhammad Ali and that. What are you watching? What fights are you watching?
Literally some of the old ones. I've watched Hagler Hearn since. Like ones you consider the ones that people would put along their best fights of all time. And I've seen a couple of ones that Sky have uploaded, ones they've uploaded previously. Like they've uploaded a couple of Dillian fights as well.
Have they? I've seen that. They're loads of Hatton stuff recently, haven't they?
There has been, a bit of Hatton stuff as well. I'll tell you what they've been uploading, clips from ringside.
Yeah.
Greatest, bro. That sort of died out just as I started becoming a big time boxer.
I love that. That's how I used to keep up to date.
Yeah, I mean,
so I love that.
I think when Coogan started this around 2010, there weren't many channels, and now there is quite a lot of different channels where you can get your.
You got flipping. There's so many, man. But IFL's my go-to. Like what I do, yeah. I'll listen to. I'll come home after the studio, put IFL, and have my dinner to it. So I always hope there's some good interviews on there, man. That's how I live my life, bro. IFL, watch it. Like I'm like, bro. When you have them long adverts on, bro, it reminds me of the fucking wall, bro. What's up with that, bro? What's up with the minute adverts, bro?
What? Dubois, Fury. Do you remember that one?
Nah, it was that.
That done me, mate. And I was only editing
MMA one, bro. I rate the brand, how much the money they paid. I love it, bro. But that MMA one, that was in Liverpool, bro. I nearly went and watched it, bro. I've seen it so many times, so it worked. It worked, bro.
Exactly. I drilled it into your head, mate. You
got to turn the volume down before it comes on. It's like, I thought, oh my God, Coogan is getting some serious racks for these adverts, bro.
Yeah, Coogan is unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, obviously, boxing is just massive at the moment, and like you said, we don't want to keep this too long, so I'm going to wrap it up in a sec. But thank you very much for speaking to me. Obviously, big boxing man, and Joe, if you're at these O2 shows, then we'll catch up. I'm sure we'll catch up at some point.
Oscar, man, I'm not letting you get away with it. I got you, man. I'm gonna be on there every fight now, every big fight, man. I got the backstage pass, man. So we're linking a corridor somewhere.